Welcome back for weekly wrap-up. Well, this week certainly belongs to T20 cricket because the test match between India and England is incomplete. Well, it might be completed while I'm posting this video, but still, we had fair amount of T20 ice this week. We had the Caribbean Premier League going in West Indies and the T20 ice between New Zealand and Bangladesh. Let's start with the New Zealand-Bangladesh series. This is a 5-match series and all the 5 matches will be played in the same venue, Chittagong. In the first game, New Zealand captain Tom Latham won the toss and elected to bat first. And guess what? They have been bundled out for just 61 runs, their lowest ever in T20I history. And in the same match will happen in the same ground a few weeks ago, Australia were bowled out for just 60 runs. Well, you can say this New Zealand team was inexperienced because there was no Kane Williamson, no Ross Taylor, no Tim Seifert, and no Devon Conway and Martin Guptill as well. But still, even the Bangladesh batsmen found hard to score runs in this pitch. They chased down the target of 61 runs only in the 17th over for the loss of 4 wickets. In the second match though, we had an improved pitch because Bangladesh batted first this time and scored 141 runs. But for the New Zealand players, it was the same horror story continued. Bangladesh spinners ripped out the New Zealand top order batsman and it was only Tom Latham who was fighting till the last moment, and he was joined by Henry Nicholls, but still New Zealand fell short by 4 runs thanks to a superb spell by Mehdi Hasan, who picked up 2 wickets and conceding just 12 runs in his 4-over spell. So after 2 games, Bangladesh were leading the series 2-0. In the third game, New Zealand batted first, and once again their batsmen could not put a good batting show. They scored just 128 runs for the loss of 5 wickets, but this time their bowlers came to the rescue. They dismissed Bangladesh for just 78 and won the game by 50 runs. Ajaz Patel was declared as man of the match for his 4 wickets for just 16 runs. So after 3 games, this series lies as Bangladesh 2 and New Zealand 1. And after this, we can conclude that this pitch is very good for bowling because both the spinners and the seamers are picking up wickets at regular intervals. But this 5-match series is not going to help for the preparation of the World Cup for both these teams because the pitches in UAE might not be the same for all the games. It might be a seaming track or a spinning track or a flat track. Now the Caribbean Premier League. Well, this tournament started last week and now we are already in the halfway stage of the tournament. The St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, the team which is captained by DJ Bravo, is sitting at top of the table with 5 victories in 7 games. And then the St. Lucia Kings, which is captained by Faf du Plessis and owned by the Punjab Kings, are in the second position with 4 victories. Trinbago Knight Riders, the defending champions and captained by Kieran Pollard, is just struggling at the second last position, and then the last position there is Barbados Royals, which was owned by Rajasthan Royals and captained by Jason Holder, are in the bottom of the table. Well, whatever the tournament it is, IPL or CPL, the Royal franchise is always in the bottom of the table. And Roston Chase is the leading run scorer in this tournament so far, and the leading wicket taker is Ravi Rampal, who's playing a tournament after a long time, has picked up 15 wickets so far. And Faf du Plessis scored a century last week and became only the 3rd overseas player to score a ton in this Caribbean Premier League. And there was an interesting game where Sheldon Cottrell won a game for Patriots with his bat, scoring 3 sixes and 1 boundary in the final over against Barbados Royals. Now, the Sri Lanka-South Africa series. After 2 games, this series is equally poised as Sri Lanka won and South Africa won. Sri Lanka beat South Africa by 14 runs in the first ODI thanks to a brilliant century by Avishka Fernando, and he became only the 6th Sri Lankan batsman to score an ODI ton against South Africa. Surprising, right? Yes. In the second innings, Aidan Markram scored 96 runs but went in vain. In the second game though, South Africa came back. They beat Sri Lanka by 67 runs, and this time Jaimin Malad scored a century. He scored 121 runs, and in the second innings, Tabraiz Shamsi, and what a year he's having, he picked up 5 wickets. Malan was the man of the match, and interestingly, Jaimin Malan has played 8 innings so far in his ODI career, and he has scored 3 centuries and 2 half centuries. Such a talent for the future. That's it, viewers. If this video was informative for you, like, share and hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to receive notifications for all the videos from Cricpundit.